Welcome to the Faux News Network, the place to get all of your real fake news. I'm Blair Matthews. We begin with healthcare. In keeping with his 2016 campaign promise, President Trump has finally announced his new healthcare policy. Beginning immediately, Americans will be able to get their medical needs met at their favorite fast food restaurant. It's true. You can drive up, order your colonoscopy, Ozempic, or insulin with your favorite burger, fries, and a shake. The president has named the new plan the Golden Arches Healthcare Service in a shout out to one of his favorite fast food stops. Paving the way to make this possible, the president has waived the long-standing requirement that healthcare services have to be provided by a trained and licensed healthcare professional. Moving on to politics, the president has been so pleased with the capture of Venezuelan President Maduro and his wife that he's decided that he's going to collect all of the leaders of the global nations. He stated that he's hoping to display them in his ballroom when it's completed. He's currently working on obtaining Greenland as we speak. Next, we move on to New York City. Since Mayor Mondami was elected, New Yorkers have been waking up every morning to the 5 a.m. Muslim call to prayer. Muslims make up approximately 9% of the New York City population. However, many New Yorkers are not happy about the early wake-up. Some have started blaring Frank Sinatra's New York, New York over loudspeakers. Others have been opening their windows and shouting, "Shut the fuck up over there." One of the new mayor's campaign promises that helped to get him elected was the promise of free bus and subway transportation. Imagine how angry his supporters were when the bus and subway fees actually rose when Mondami took office. The price increase is actually put in place by a previous administration and went into effect in 2026. But if you look at TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, that doesn't seem to matter. People who voted for him are angry. It seems Mondami is learning that in politics, the buck, pass, or token stops here. Political pundits are betting that Zoran Mondami will be back telling fortunes on the Coney Island boardwalk by the end of his first term. Moving on to Washington, D.C., the D.C. Capitol Police have been flooded with phone calls recently. Callers have been stating that they've seen, of all things, a unicorn in the Capitol building. Unicorns are magical, mythical, and pure creatures, and likely not to be seen in the halls of Congress. Upon investigation, it was discovered that the callers were actually referring to a politician who was working for his constituents, who was not wealthy, who was not named in the Jeffrey Epstein files, who was not vitriolic and willing to work across the aisle for Americans. Before the Capitol Police could catch a glimpse of the creature, it disappeared into the mist and has not been seen since. The Centers for Disease Control are investigating a strange virus that has infected members of the House and Senate. It's said to be highly contagious and appears to affect the spine, making it impossible for infected members to have a backbone, to be able to stand up for themselves or their constituents who voted them into office. The CDC says it has been working vigilantly to find a cure for the mysterious illness, but progress has been hampered by recent budget cuts. It's unknown if the recent unicorn sighting has anything to do with the spreading of the virus. We will keep you updated on this story as it unfolds. The Democratic Party appears to be in crisis. The party continues to struggle to field candidates for the midterm elections. Democrats have grown so desperate that they've begun to place help wanted notices on laundromat and grocery store bulletin boards nationwide. The help wanted signs list what Democrats are looking for: being under 100, not being a socialist, being able to not yell at people and being able to work together, and willing to work for food. It also has a tear-off with a phone number in case any of us are interested in throwing our hat in the political ring. The political fallout in Minnesota continues to grow. Americans are outraged to discover billions of dollars have been lost to fraud, much of it tied to Somali immigrants. The fraud's not limited to Minnesota, yet that appears to be the place of national attention. In response to the fraud being exposed, the Democratic Party has reached out to the fraudsters, wanting to get some tips on how they are actually able to organize, work together, and actually get something done. Republicans have been taking credit for the discovery of the fraud. However, FNN has discovered that the fraud was first exposed by a local news station in Minnesota back in 2018 when the Republicans held the White House. Next up, we have a new segment, Guess the Politician. This politician was reportedly worth less than $15,000 in 2019 and now is allegedly worth over $30 million. It appears that politics does pay well. In fairness, the jump is reportedly due to a marriage in 2020. So here are some hints. This politician is Somalian, is a follower of Islam. At one time, it's been reported that this politician was reportedly married to her brother while she was still married to someone else. FNN has been unable to discover the amount of wealth that the brother brought into the marriage. However, it is proposed that he may have left the marriage with a green card. Islam forbids marriage of siblings. It does allow for men to have more than one wife at a time, but prohibits Islamic women from having more than one husband at a time. It seems that our girl has been fighting gender equality within her own religion for years. Moving on to money news, it's become easier for Americans to manage their money simply because they don't have any. The president continues to claim that consumer and grocery prices have gone down, but I, Blair Matthews, can attest to the fact that it's simply not true. A trip to my local supermarket this weekend was a real eye-opener when 5 avocados and a small bundle of scallions rang up at over $24. I began to sweat and have chest pains. Luckily for me, there was a fast food restaurant right next door, and I was able to run in, get assessed, grab my dinner, and be out of there in less than 5 minutes. No heart attack, just sticker shock. My server recommended that I stay out of grocery stores and continue to eat fast food because it's cheaper and will cause me less stress. In sporting news, the NFL has announced that it's changing the name of the Super Bowl to the Super Rich Bowl because most Americans can't afford to go. In other NFL news, they've announced that some teams are looking to offer Caitlin Clark a contract for next year. Clark, who is a ball handler for the WNBA, can take some hits and is great at handling balls. We'll keep you updated on that story. Moving on to other sports news, Canada is so sick of being bullied by the United States, it's announced that it's not going to allow its curling league to be televised in the U.S. anymore. We reached out to Americans to ask them what they thought about this news. Most people responded, "We don't care, we don't curl our hair anyway." When we explained what curling actually was, pushing a large rock down an icy way with people sweeping in front of it to clear its path, people responded, "That's not a sport, that's cleaning." We'll keep you updated on that story, too. Moving on to our furry friends, cats around the globe have announced that they are on strike, stating that cats are sick and tired of being in the background and having to do all the work while dogs and mini horses get all the credit for being service animals. Cats released the statement saying they're sick of the impression, they're sick of having poor food, poor working conditions, food which causes diabetes, stinky breath, and smelly poo. Cats say their work is essential. They keep the world safe from vermin. The cat statement read that the last time cats went on strike, the world experienced a plague. That was back in 1346. Cats state that the vermin population exploded and so did the fleas that caused the Black Death, or the Black Plague, wiping out nearly 75% of the world's population. Cats stated that it's possible another mass extinction event could occur if they're not venerated. We reached out to dogs and mini horses to see if they had anything to say about that. They responded with a statement saying cats have become more radicalized in recent years with the advent of YouTube. What they're really wanting is increased content creation related to cats doing funny, cute, and cool things. Cats aren't just that cool. They continue to be contrary, fearmonger, and create drama. What they're really most pissed off about is that they do have the worst breath and stinky poop of any domesticated animal, and we make fun of them for that. We'll keep you updated on that story as it unfolds. On the weather, look out your windows because your guess is as good as ours. And that's it for this episode of FNN. If you like this content, click like and subscribe to support the channel.